Hey y'all, I'm Shayna and I'm back with another review. This is for Love is Blind, Season 3, Episode 7. Let's go ahead and jump into it. There's only a few more episodes to go next week and then the reunion. So I'm excited to talk about it. If you see my videos before, be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. It definitely will help me grow my channel, which is the goal. Be sure to like, comment, and share if you enjoy this video. It helps with the algorithm and helps my video to be seen. So it's 15 days until the wedding day. Let's go ahead and jump into it. I have a lot of notes. So we pick up where we left off, and that's with Brennan speaking to Alexis' dad one-on-one. He reassures her dad that, he's really in this, that he's in love with her, and he really wants to be a provider for her and do all the things for her that her dad was able to do. It won't happen today or tomorrow or next year, but eventually he'll work himself up to the point where he can provide all of these nice things. Her dad gave his blessing, and Brennan said that he would consider converting to Judaism. So we'll see. They didn't mention that with his family, but we'll see how the rest of the episodes go. So Colleen is meeting with Matt's family. She seems to fit right in. They asked her why she chose Matt, and Colleen gave a bunch of fluff, in my opinion, the typical, he makes me feel good, he gives me the warm and fuzzies type of answer. They said they had a little tiff, but they overcame it, and Matt's mom and Colleen talk alone. And Matt's mom wants to know if they're really ready. Is this for real? Colleen claims that she loves him, and Matt's mom approves. I could tell she was going to approve right off the bat. She seemed like she already approved anyway. So then we see Zay, and she goes to Cole's apartment. His apartment made me itch. I am no neat freak, but my goodness, flies in the toilet? I ain't never seen such things. That is crazy. So Zay says she expected for his apartment to look exactly how it is for a 26-year-old man. I did not. He's a fully functioning. If you're old enough to have your own place, you're old enough to at least tidy it up a little bit. At least when company's coming over. Goodness gracious. Flies in the toilet. They flying all over the toothbrush and ugh. So he shows her his childhood memories and discusses, how he feels about his family's lack of support and how they just, refuse to be involved, and brings up, the religious aspect of it. I hope they come around, but he's willing to move forward without their blessing. Granted, we've been through this before in a short period of time, and you got divorced in a short period of time. So there's that. There is more to it than just them just not being supportive. I think they have some reasoning behind it, but I feel like for my kid, I might not agree with whatever you're doing, but I'm not going to miss something as important as your potential wedding day. So Nancy is meeting Barti's family. Now his sister's beautiful. As much as he talks about how attractive he is and this and that, I don't know about him. I don't see it for him. He won't even bother to pick up a pick to pick out his hair. But his sister's gorgeous. So Bartiz explains why he chose Nancy. It's given fake and phony, in my opinion. It's given rehearse. It's given, when he was talking, I had to rewind it back because I started zoning out. I'm sorry, my mind, I was distracted. He really chaps my behind. So Nancy tells him about herself and her financial freedom. And Bartiz brings up, disagreements and how they handle it, and mentions the birth defect convo with the babies. And Bartiz's sister, broke down. She broke down. I was like, goodness gracious, it touched you this way? Now I'm wondering, did she, did something happen? Did she lose a child before? Because, if you watch any of my previous reviews on other things or the interview I did mention that I had lost my first child, my very firstborn, but even I wasn't touched this way. So I was like, what is upsetting her so much? But it ain't about her, it's about Bartiz and Nancy. So the sister looked like she was not in support after she heard that. Nancy explained herself well, and she told her stance on why she feels the way she feels. But my thing is this: This is their very first time meeting Nancy. Like, why would you even mention that? Like, he knew what he was doing. He did it on purpose. He did it on purpose because he knew that his sister was going to respond that way. So he can be like, well, now my family don't even like anything to justify his reasoning for saying no at that altar. He don't even care about the money anymore from the properties. He like, look, no. And just say that, like, just come clean. But we wouldn't have a show, I guess. So SK is meeting Raven's friends. We know her family's not supportive. I don't think her friends are either. But let's get into it. Her friend said that she thought he would be tall and athletic. Girl, he's taller than her. He's not giving short and chubby. Like, what are you talking about? Why did you say that? That was a little mean. So they discussed the cultural differences, and Raven shares that she's biracial and was raised by her white side of her family, the Caucasian side. She's half white, half black. And suddenly, in my opinion, around her friends, it's like him being Nigerian is like an issue. Like the cultural differences is, a concern for her. But when she was around his family and just talking to him alone, it wasn't an issue. Now, you knew he was Nigerian in the past. Now, it's just in the back of your mind. She did make that comment about having to Google how to be Nigerian. I still don't like that. But, don't act like you with it and you down for it and you're open to it. And then when your friends come around, you're like, oh, that was a concern for me. Was it? Or is it because you're worrying about their judgment or what? So she didn't realize, that Nigerians had their own grocery stores. I'm going to just blame it on ignorance. It's ignorance. And I ain't saying that to be rude, but like, come on. I think almost every culture has like their own stores and things in America. I live in a small state, and like, come on, you just see them on just driving down the road. Like, it's crazy. So I don't like, unless you just choose to turn a blind eye to it. But you're like, oh my gosh, I didn't even, it's such a culture shock. Like, okay, well, if you weren't aware, now you know. Go in there, look around, and brush up on that Nigerian culture. Lord. So her friends have questions about him going to grad school 2 months after the wedding, and I would have concerns as well. But they feel like she's robbing their friend of like her fairy tale and all that stuff, and she has so much going on in Houston, or not Houston, in Dallas. Child, you can do yoga and Pilates and be a bottle girl at a club literally anywhere. Like, I don't want to hear it. That don't even make sense. Y'all just don't want y'all friend to leave. And they didn't like him. But y'all looking at right now, he's a student right now. Yes, he's very smart, intelligent, got a full ride at that to a prestigious school. She might regret the way she acted in the long run. Because they're going to be in SK's DMs. So the friends, like, they don't think it will work. Honestly, in their defense, I don't think it will work either. I don't see it for him. Like, when she did, got checked Bartice and, gathered him, I was like, okay, maybe there's a chance she's coming around. It's something about her. Like, I can't put my finger on it, but she really don't like him like that. So for that reason alone, I don't think it's going to work. Things can work if you make it work, but she don't seem like she's willing to make it work, in my opinion. Alexa meets Brennan's family, and there's like a farm near their, like on the side of their house, or in the back, in the front, something like that. I thought that they had a really cute house. I like it. And they have a garden, and I wish I had a green thumb. I think everybody should like grow their own plants and have their own stuff, because you know what they selling in these stores, that's another conversation for another day. But I like that they have that. It was really cute and nice to see. Now the chickens I can't do, but a garden, yes. So Brendan sat down with his stepdad and his stepbrother, and they're just talking. He's like, this is real, it's not fake. Because the stepdad was like, how you like to run, like, you don't, it started getting a little serious and you be out of there. He was like, no, this serious with her. If I had to go through this all over again to meet her, I would. Is it just infatuation at this point? Maybe. I love how he seems to love her. I do. It's something about her. Just like what Raven is giving me the feels. Like, she ain't all that into him like he's into her. They say the man should be more into the woman than the woman is to the man. I don't know. I feel like I want to equally be into you as you are into me. Now, it's never completely equal. Somebody always cares a little bit more, whatever. But I feel like just his lifestyle and hers are so different. I don't know if it'll work out, but I mean, he seems to be a really nice guy. And he was a runner in the past. That is concerning, but enough to say, like, I don't want to move forward. I don't know. If y'all married, he can't run that fast. So Alexis sits down with his mom, and she mentions also that he's a runner. Like, when he really cares, like, he can't take it, he runs. That's not how you handle things. But she was taken aback. She was surprised by this. Alexa was looking like, girl, now what? Mama was talking too much. She was too chatty. Like, shh, mama. So Bartiz said in the next scene that the vibes is off with Nancy. Like, his sister ain't feeling her after that conversation. He's just not attracted to her. I'm glad he just came out and said it. Like, you're just not attracted to her, but you acting like you should be grateful that she's looking your way. He's like, he just can't fake it no more. And I'm just like, Nancy is very pretty. Nancy is beautiful. Like, what are you talking about? Like, if she's not your type, what is it with this type stuff? Like, I never really had, like, a type. Like, there's things, I would prefer. Like, I want you to be, tall, dark, bearded. But, I mean, to just be like, oh, she's just not my type. Like, she's unattractive. Like, that's not the case. Raven is pretty, and Nancy is pretty as well. So, and, again, with the baby comment, like, you told your sister that, and you had to tell her that. That was a personal conversation. They could have found out when they watched the show. Nancy feels like she feels the distance between them. I feel like he used to give me 10 forehead kisses a day. Now he would give me like 2, or I said, can I have a hug? And he was like joking, like, oh, you're so needy. That's an immaturity. And she's just like, I want him to love me as much as I love him. I hate to see it. Oh, I hate to see it, Nancy. I get it, but it's like you just can't make somebody want you. No matter how, like, what you say, what you do, you can't make somebody value you and appreciate you, and most importantly, be attracted to you. Now, the things he's worrying about are superficial. Attraction can come and go. She might have a baby, you might be like, oh, your body looks different, but if the love was real, that would show, but he just trying to be on the show, period, and playing with her feelings. So the cast links up. They getting together, eating, having drinks, whatever. Zay said in Malibu to the other ladies that it was rough because Cole's attention was on Colleen, like he was just so attracted to her. Nancy like, girl, what? Girl, don't act like you ain't in the same boat. Do not act like you on the same page in the same book, same chapter, same paragraph. You and her are one and the same. Y'all sitting next to each other at this point. Because when it comes to attraction, y'all going through the same thing. And matter of fact, Nancy, you going through it worse. It's just that Zay is handling it worse. Colleen told them that the pool party caused issues between her and Matt. So Matt and Zay have a conversation alone, and they discuss the comments that were said and what they were told, and they trying to piece it together. Zay said this really took a hit on her self-esteem. Like, she never going to look like Colleen. She's never going to be Cole's type. Like, it was a lie. Zay is very pretty, and it's like, it's so sad to see that she's feeling this way. And Matt was like, look, don't settle. Like, you're beautiful. Like, do not settle. And don't. Like, he can't help himself. Like, he just can't help but say Colleen's pretty. Like, just stop saying it. But at the same time, stop asking them. They ain't gonna be able to get past it. They not gonna be able to get past it. And I don't want to hear about it no more. The other castmates that didn't find love arrive. We don't have a clue who these people are. We don't remember them. Like, did they even show them? And for me personally, I would have liked to see just a hint more melanin. Like, just a little bit more melanin sprinkled in the mix. Personally, I know my girl Lauren from season 1 said it, and I'm just in agreement with it. But we see who we want to see, Andrew, and he steps on the scene, and Bartiz asks him, like, basically to reenact his proposal to Nancy and how he got turned down. For what? Like, why? Like, oh my God, he gets on my nerves. You are so immature. Like, he turned her down. You got the girl. Like, you don't even like Nancy, but just to prove that you won, you want him to do that. Like, why would you put him on the spot like that? If I was Andrew, I would have been like, I ain't reacting. Ask Nancy. So Nancy and Andrew are sitting together. And, I'm just like, when they're talking, I'm looking at them on paper. I think that they would have been a better fit. Business, I don't know, because Andrew was giving a little phony too. So I don't know what about him was real, what about him was made up. But it seemed like he was, as far as come to financial freedom and all that, it just seemed better. Like, I don't know. I just wonder. I just wish we could see an alternate ending. Like, what would have happened had she chose Andrew instead of Bartiz? Because Bartiz did not deserve the chance at all. Initially, I was like, yeah, Bartiz, but now, he on my last nerve. So, once they're sitting one-on-one, Nancy claims she has no regrets. She's happy with her choice. Girl, you should have all the regrets. If anybody should be regretful, it should be you. But she ain't going to give Andrew the satisfaction to say she made the wrong decision. And she really I feel like the more Bartiz is I don't like you, the more she's gravitating towards him. She wants him to want her so bad. It's he's pulling her towards him, even though he's bringing straight a-hole. So Nancy shares with Andrew that Bartiz isn't attracted to her. And, he said that his type is a tall, blonde-haired fitness model. Just say your type is Raven. What? Basically, everything she's not is his type. She bursts into tears. She can't hold it back no more because Bartiz just doesn't love her. Not the way she wants to be loved. He don't love you at all. Andrew was like, okay. He took a sip of his drink. Sorry to hear that. That was funny to me. I'm sorry. That made me laugh. That's you drinking right at the right time. And he was like, look, if there's anything you ever need, I'm here. Girl, don't lose that number. Because you and Bartiz ain't going to make it. Suddenly, Bartiz pops up. He come over acting like a straight a-hole. Just being annoying. And then he kisses Nancy on the mouth. He gives her a nice smooch on the lips just to show off in front of Andrew. Because she said you don't need to be kissing her on the forehead or even giving her a hug or no type of emotion. She just told Andrew that. So cat's out the bag. He knows. So you doing all that to show off. Matt tells Colleen that the convo at the pool party is still bothering him. I, in this moment, understand. I understand where he's coming from. Because it was still fresh. It's not this happened a year ago and you still talking about it when you want to let it go. No, this happened last week or a couple days ago. So I understand that he was already insecure. Let's be clear. He was insecure before he even met her. He said he'd been played before. So he already has insecurities anyway. And then what happened with that conversation and him not really knowing all the details is the fact that it was inappropriate made it worse. So I see why it still bothers him. But if you're going to forgive her, we can't put a timeline on when you let it go. No. But if y'all about to get married in a couple weeks, it's 15 days or whatever. Now it's 2 weeks till the wedding. If you need to let it go or don't do it, we'll get more on Matt. So Alexa had a conversation with Bartiz. She's saying she liked for Brendan to throw her around in the bedroom. Could have did without this scene. I mean, I like Alexa and all, but after she said he was a 2-minute man, please spare me y'all bedroom details. I don't need to hear no more. Moving on, Cole and Zay are arguing again because that's all they do. I would have to go back and watch episode 1 to see what their connection ever was in the pods because it's so far removed from that. It's so far gone. I don't even remember what they were connecting about. I don't see it for them. I think anybody, even Bartiz and Nancy, got a stronger chance than these two. Zay tells him her self-esteem has been affected behind this. I think she had low self-esteem all along. Because you ain't about to, I understand your feelings being hurt and your self-esteem taking a hit, but not like this. You ain't about to affect me like this. Cole explains he thought this was in the past. He did make a comment okay, your name is Zainab, you had to know, I didn't think you were the other girls I date whose name is Lily. Now, a lot of people were offended by this. I wasn't too really offended by it. At the end of the day, yeah, he knew she wasn't white. So, obviously, it's not he made a comment that was because he knew that she wasn't a Caucasian woman from her name. She's not. Even though she's very close. She's not that. So he knew what it was already when he got with her. But my thing is, if you did that and you loved her so much, when you see somebody who is your type, like, yeah, you got eyes, you ain't blind, you can look, but to be dragging it on like this, like every time y'all talk about it, you just like, oh, she's so gorgeous. I don't know what y'all see. I mean, Kylie, she's cute, like she's okay, like she ain't. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. It's my eye. I don't know. She alright. Like she's fine. She's cute. She's cute. And Zaynab is like, wow, like, you know. But she just don't see it. Like, beauty's in the eye of the beholder. So whoever's looking, that's what matters. And when your man ain't confirming and reassuring you, he said you a 9, but she's a 10. Yeah. But he's like, look, at the end of the day, I want to move past this. Like, I'm attracted to you. I've gotten to know you. Like, in the past, she didn't do it for me. Like, I had a feeling that she would, you know, be more my type. It doesn't matter because my connection with you was stronger. That's why I chose you. He did. Didn't want to talk about nothing but surface level stuff. So he already had a feeling or idea that she could be his type. But he like, look, it's you. The only person I want is you. The only person I'm looking at this point is you. That's it. But now she's going to be, when they go out past this, when he's around just women who look like Colleen in general, she's going to always feel insecure. That's why it's not going to work. Zay called his comment a display. I didn't think it was a display. I thought he was being pretty genuine. But sometimes I'll be off. I don't know. So, I don't know. But I felt like he was being pretty genuine. I was like, wow, she's going to self-sabotage all the way through, huh? Because when he was he sounded really passionate. I'm like, I think at this point, like, he knows it's only physical attraction with Colleen. Like, that's it. Y'all won't have the emotional connection y'all had in the past that y'all are trying to get back, which is crazy that you're trying to get it back after, like, a couple of days. Y'all ain't gonna get it back because all you gotta do is argue. She said that she's Team Matt on this one because they were the ones that took the hit in this little thing that y'all had going on at the pool. So Cole was like, fine, we should swap fiancés in. I bet he would love that, wouldn't he? I don't know. I'm kind of curious though to see like how it would have been if Cole and Colleen got together because it's like overall like it just. Like, I could see Colleen and Matt. I could see her with Cole, though. Like, when they were in the pool and he was telling Zay, like, get in the pool, there's room for one. She's like, oh, no, I don't want to get wet and all this stuff. Like, I feel like Colleen would have just been in the pool with him or they would have been laughing and joking about stuff and it would have been more lighthearted. So I would have been more curious to see them two together. It's not even a physical for me. Like, I just feel like they just seem more compatible. So, Matt and Cole face off, but not really. Matt explained that the convo was his fault, and basically they was complimenting each other, but he initiated it. Matt asked Cole if he should trust Colleen at this point. Like, why would you be asking the person who she was talking to if you should trust her? What the hell? Okay. Of course, Cole says yes. Like, please, get her away. It's causing problems. So Cole was like, look, I don't know if Zay will say yes at all, sir. I don't know. I kind of hope she don't. Because y'all ain't going to make it. Why waste time? Like, just really, both of y'all should be saying no. Matt and Cole shake hands. And Matt looks like he been drinking. And he looked like he drank quite a bit. It could just be the times that we see him. But it looked like he, drinks a lot. I'm just guessing. So at the apartment, Nancy tells Bartice his energy was off on the ride home. Bartice was feeling insecure because she was over there talking to Andrew. What she was insecure about? You don't like her? It's like you don't want her, but you don't want nobody else to have her. How fair is that? Nancy said the physical part hurts. Of course it does. And she's like, look, I will never be your type. I'm glad you know it, honey. Now go slowly start putting your things in your suitcase. She said that she will, I already said that. And Bartice was like, look, looks do matter. I guess love ain't blind. So Nancy was like, look, well, stick with your type then. Stick with your type. Stick with what you like. See where that gets you. Ain't got you nowhere yet. And he was like, look, it's a build up. It's like all these other things, the baby conversation and, you still having businesses with your ex and this and that. And then the looks on top of it. I mean, how much do I got to take? Girl, you still think he attractive? Because his personality ain't. I don't care what he look like physically. His personality is not attractive. It's not appealing. And I feel like when you rejected Andrew, I feel like he handled it well. And that makes him way more attractive in my eyes. So, they're going back and forth. And as Bartice is telling her that she's unattractive to him and he just don't like her at all, Matt calls. And Matt was like, he was like, oh, Nancy, where's Colleen? She was like, oh, they went to the club, like, probably with the rest of the cast. He was like, yeah, I know she said she was going, but she told me she was coming back with me. And it said she went to the club, and I'm about to pack all my stuff and go. This is the second time you've been about to pack your bags and go now, Matt. And I'm not trying to defend you now, but this is getting to be a little ridiculous. You didn't even try to have a conversation with her. So Martise was like, hold on, I'm coming. So he ran to his apartment, and he's like, look, you've been looking for a problem since day one. You've been looking for a problem. Every time you're looking for something. Like, this will, when y'all talk in the morning, and y'all calm down, everything will probably be fine. Like, I wish I had this problem. Goodness, you're actually attracted to your fiance. Like, I would pay to have this kind of problem. Like, you have a connection with her and you're attracted to her. I'm so jealous that I don't have this issue. So, my gosh. Like, oh, Nancy did not deserve this. I'm sorry. No woman does. No man does. No dog does. No cat does. Nobody does. So, Matt was like, look, I know you wish you had a connection like ours and you were attracted to your fiance, but it's ridiculous. She going up at the club on a Wednesday night at 2:30 a.m. in the middle of the week. It don't make no sense. I don't want no fiance like that. So again, Bartiz is like, look, calm down. He's too insecure. Granted, she didn't help at all, but it's like, if it wasn't that, it could have been something. It wasn't the situation with Cole, and they were just out in the real world, and somebody at the bar was like, oh, you look cute, and she's like, oh, thank you. He probably would react the same way. It's too much. Like, Matt, you making it hard to defend you now. But Colleen, yeah, you could be like, oh, you're a wife, why are you going out, doing all on a Wednesday? The rest of the cast, the people who ain't seen since the pies, like, yeah, that's probably wife. You can't hang. She's 25. Like, she's doing what 25-year-olds do. Like, y'all don't got no kids, and she ain't married yet. So she trying to enjoy her last couple weeks. I'm sure they will make up again, but it's going to be a lot. If she going to deal with this, this is not going to end here. It's going to continue. He let her know when they was on the yacht, like, look, if a man talks to you, what do you say? Leave me alone, I got a man, back up, don't look at me. Yeah, it's a bit much. He got to get a little more secure. I don't know what happened when somebody played him, but he need to go to therapy and get some healing for that. Anyway, let me know what y'all thinking in the comments. We'll be back for the rest of the episodes. Check out my other content. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.